You see?
I'd actually been feeding Hope for about 8 months before the real trouble started. It started off one day when a fellow volunteer who feeds the same group of dogs called me frantically, and she said, "You need to get here immediately. You need to come here as fast as you can. This is an emergency." And I arrived up there. I knew it was serious. If she was in such a frantic tone that I knew it was serious. And what greeted me when I arrived was Hope, which wasn't actually her name yet at that stage, but this dog had a nail stuck into her, like her shoulder.
You see?
It was the most horrific sight I think I've ever seen. The nail had just gone straight into the bone. Afterwards, talking to builders and different people who might know that sort of thing, they said it'd be impossible to get a nail into the dog like that. So they reckon it was a nail gun. So somebody had shot her with a nail gun. She actually came over to us and lay down. I think she knew she was in big trouble, and she was like, "You need to help me." So it took 3 of us, the 2 women holding the dog, and I had to pull it out. We were able to treat her and get some antibiotics injected, etc. that made sure that she was actually okay. But after that, what happened was she actually got slashed by a machete, and that was the really worrying wound, because we were like, okay, somebody is targeting this dog specifically. So as soon as I saw the machete attack on her and sliced her neck, I was like, we need to get her out of here absolutely immediately. But unfortunately, she'd become really scared at this stage, even of us, so she was really hard to catch. It took 5 of us. Actually took 2 weeks to catch her. We tried sedating her, we tried nets, we tried poles, we tried everything we could, but she was just too scared at this stage because she'd become basically traumatized from the abuse she'd been suffering. Oh, you're all safe, aren't you? Let me take your lead off. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, that's very bad, isn't it? But you're going to be fixed now. Oh, it's deep, isn't it? And when we got her into the sanctuary, after eventually catching her, she'd become a different dog. She'd shut down like you wouldn't believe. She was basically, it was like carrying a big rock around. She would only be carried. She wouldn't walk. She wouldn't look at me anymore. She was just broken. She was absolutely destroyed from the abuse she'd had, and she couldn't trust anybody. She couldn't even look at anybody. She just had shut down completely. Oh, you're still a little shy and shaky, aren't you? Build your confidence up now in the next few days. It took about 2 to 3 months to get her back. Very, very slow stages. Like, I had to lift her out of her bed every day to go to the toilet because she wouldn't leave her bed. To get over that stage took about 2 weeks. Eventually she would go slowly on the lead and maybe walk 100 yards. We'll just go wherever you want to go. The back of the kennels, it's just fine. Okay, we're having a little rest here, are we? That's absolutely okay. That's absolutely fine. Lovely girl. Then she would walk a little bit further. She'd no interest in other dogs, but then slowly over a month or 2, one dog in particular, McMuffin, really helped her come along. And she started slowly opening up and becoming the dog that she could and should always have been. Oh, you're a very good dog, McMuffin. You can make her feel at ease, can't you? I think she likes you, McMuffin. But if it hadn't been for getting her out of that abusive situation, it was as if somebody if they wanted to do her real damage, they could have poisoned her or killed her very quickly. But it's as if somebody was taking pleasure in torturing her. So the wounds were just so unusual that, it couldn't have been done for any other reason but torturing. So luckily got her out of there. What a sight that is, Hope. What a sight. Tail up in the air, trotting around. Couldn't wish for a happier end to the day. Look, your wound is totally cleared up. Well, it's at the very end, isn't it? What a beautiful girl you are. Even a little smile. Oh, what a lovely smile. And the reason I called her Hope was because she had no hope. I was just looking at her. She was like a rock sitting beside me. She was broken and she had no hope. And I said, if we call you Hope, maybe one day you'll have hope again. And that's exactly what did happen. She started to flourish over time. It was just a lot of patience, a lot of learning to trust again, a lot of realizing that humans weren't bad. We fed her every day, we gave her a nice warm bed, so she slowly started to realize that we were the good guys. And then one day, a volunteer who was just helping walk the dogs, I saw her looking at Hope and whispering something in her ear, and I was like, oh, that's unusual. She likes the dogs, obviously, but I was wondering why she was so close to Hope. And then about a day or two later, she messaged me, a girl called Steph, and she was like, look, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I'd really like to adopt Hope.
What are you doing? This is the first time you've ever got up on the couch.
She's going to take Hope to the UK with her, so she's getting ready to travel. Hope and her have a wonderful connection. She's actually in foster with her at the moment here in Thailand while they wait for their paperwork to get her home to the UK. And Hope is now a joyous dog. She loves going on walks. She loves playing with other dogs. She is very affectionate with humans. She still is a little bit distant, which is completely understandable given what she went through. So she takes a little bit of time to trust new people. But in terms of her recovery, it's just been amazing to watch. She's blossomed into a dog. She's been sterilized. She's really a miracle that she's got out of that jungle alive and is now going to the UK, where she'll definitely need a little umbrella and a warm winter coat. And we've even named a road after her. The road that leads into the sanctuary is called Hope Avenue, and the reason was she just used to walk up and down it, and I was thinking one day, this is like your little road to Hope. So we put some stones down there, and now any dog who comes down Hope Avenue can hopefully follow in her footsteps and have a full recovery and a great life. So that's why it's called Hope Avenue. A really special girl who will very shortly be going down Hope Avenue for the last time herself as she goes off to the UK and enjoys her wonderful life.